What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon 466 Cards, and today I'm here to crush your hopes and dreams by telling you that the Fanatics monopoly will continue no matter what happens with this Panini antitrust lawsuit. If you missed it, earlier this week, a judge ruled on the Panini antitrust lawsuit against Fanatics and said a good portion of the lawsuit can continue on. Paul Lesko had a great breakdown of this on Twitter. He also had a good interview with Neo Cards and Comics, so check those out. But I'm here to tell you that for the hobby, none of this really matters because no matter what happens, Panini is not getting any licensing. Fanatics will continue with a monopoly even if Panini wins this lawsuit. And here's why. The first thing is Fanatics is owned by a bunch of the players' associations and the leagues. They have equity in Fanatics collectibles. And the leagues and the players' associations aren't part of the lawsuit. And you can't force a company to get a deal done with Panini. Like, you can't make the players' associations and you can't make the leagues sign a deal with Panini, even if they rule in Panini's favor. And so, why would the leagues and the Players Association create competition for the company that they own? That doesn't make any sense. They would never do that. It's illogical. And so that is why Panini pursuing this, it's a pure money grab. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but they're just trying to get some money from Fanatics, whether or not it's for damages as part of this lawsuit, or maybe just getting Panini or getting Fanatics to buy some of their licensing and some of their IP, so that there can be a Fanatics Prism or something. But in terms of actually getting the licenses from the leagues and the players associations, it's not going to happen. It's just not, because you can't force them to sign a deal with Panini, even if they rule in Panini's favor. That's the first thing, right off the bat. The second thing is the price. So this is from 2021 when Fanatics stole the MLB license from Topps. And you can see here that it says Topps paid the Players Association $20 million for the players' likenesses, and that was the biggest licensing agreement for the MLBA in history. Well, what Fanatics paid them, according to their MLBPA executive director, is 10 times bigger than what Topps had ever previously paid them. So, we hear 10x a lot in the hobby as a goal. Well, the Players Association literally got 10x the amount that they had previously gotten. And so I'm going to assume that the NFL and the NFLPA and the NBA and the NBAPA got similar types of increases in terms of fees. Is Panini going to be able to pay that and match that? Because this is the deal that Fanatics signed with the leagues and the players associations. Massively huge increases in the fees that they're paying to the leagues and the players associations, and they own a piece of the company. Is Panini going to do that? I don't think so. And so that's why I don't think they could actually strike a deal, even if it's ruled that you can't have exclusivity in the hobby. The leagues and the PAs will go, okay, great. Are you going to give me part ownership of Panini? Are you going to give me 10x what you previously paid before? No? Then kick rocks. And so that's why Fanatics will maintain their monopoly in the hobby. And so if you had some hopes and dreams of competition happening, unfortunately, it will not be. The good news is, and I believe there's two pieces of good news. One is, I made a video about this previously, the Fanatics monopoly is good for the hobby in general, unless you rip wax. And I will link to this video in the description below. So that's the first thing. The second thing is from this interview with Fanatics Collectibles CEO Mike Mahan, he was on the Jeff Wilson show, and he had some really, really cool ideas towards the end of the show, where he gave a sneak peek into some ideas that they have for cards once they get all of the licensing, and this would not be possible if they didn't get all the licenses. So I'm going to play this for you, and I will end on this.
For the collectors listening, give us a little nugget of something that collector. I gotta have a little nugget. I gotta have a little info. Something collectors should be excited about here in the months ahead.
How about this? I got one for you. I'm not going to reveal everything, but I think that you should let your imagination wander about the things that we can do across sport when we have all the licenses.
Interesting.
Think about putting the GOATs across sports on the same cards, fully licensed. People should be very excited about what we have coming there.
All right, so that is an idea for cards that would not be possible without all of the licensing belonging to a company. And so I know we say that we want competition, but there are some new things happening as a result of this monopoly. Thank you, as always, for listening and watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.